In the hills of the Galilee, the lush region in the Holy Land where it's said that Jesus Christ grew up, residents of the town of Jaish are preparing to celebrate Christmas Mass in the language Jesus spoke. A handful of people from Jaish are at the center of an effort to revive the Aramaic language centuries after it all but disappeared from the Middle East. It moves me very much when I hear Aramaic, said kindergarten teacher Neveen Elias. When I pray in Aramaic, I feel I am so near Jesus. Maronite Christians in Jaish celebrate part of their liturgies in Aramaic during services at St. Maroun Church, which takes its name from the 5th century monk who founded the Maronite movement, which is still active in the Middle East, mainly in Lebanon and Syria. Jaish, which sits just a few kilometers south of Israel's border with Lebanon, is a mixed town where 60% of residents are Christian. The rest are Muslim. Shadi Khalil is the man behind the revival of Aramaic. While he remembers hearing the language in childhood, Khalil said he didn't really take notice of it until he was studying Bible literature at the University of Las Vegas. My instructor was a Catholic instructor, and he said to us as students, "Don't think that Jesus spoke Spanish or English or French or Latin, he spoke Aramaic, a language that disappeared," Khalil said. So I felt offended. I immediately raised my hand and said, "Excuse me, instructor, but the language still exists. We still speak it, we still pray in it." Khalil said he did not blame his instructor for thinking Aramaic was dead, adding that it's the fault of the people who still carry this language for not letting the world know Aramaic is still alive and well. That set Khalil on his mission, now a decade old, to raise the profile of Aramaic. The school in Jaish is the only place in Israel where students are taught in Aramaic. Khalil established the language training in the school, where about 120 children receive several hours of language instruction every week. We are also doing a Sunday school. We have Aramaic summer camps, and we also help do recitals or concerts in Syriac Aramaic, said Khalil, a former Israeli army captain who founded the Israeli Christian Aramaic Association. The Maronites hail from Mount Lebanon. After world powers carved up the Middle East in the aftermath of the First World War, Maronites were meant to be given a homeland in modern-day Lebanon. But civil war and sectarianism have spread adherents around the world, with large communities of Maronites now calling Brazil, Argentina and even Canada home. About 11,000 Maronites live in Israel. While Khalil estimates that only 2 families in Jaish, his and his brothers, speak Aramaic as a first language, what he really wants is to establish a town in Israel populated solely by Aramaic speakers. That would help, he said, deal with a dark chapter in the community's past. Many Maronites living in the Holy Land called the village of Byram home. But they were displaced by the Israeli army during the country's War of Independence in 1948. The military ordered residents to leave Byram, telling them they could return in 2 weeks.